Hey guys, welcome to the Clubhouse. I'm Billy Jackson, and today's review is going to be on Incredibles 2. Now, I love the first Incredibles movie. It's one of my top 10 animated films of all time. I'm not sure where on that list, but it's on that list for sure because I thought it was a totally unique take on the whole superhero genre altogether, which is, of course, one of my favorite genres, if not the favorite. Star Wars is probably my absolute favorite. But anyway, Incredibles 2, and now I went into Incredibles 2 thinking I was not going to like this movie because I thought they were going to focus on the baby the whole time and it was going to be a story about him, and it wasn't. Even though every scene that Jack is in, he steals it. I mean, they did. I was afraid that they were going to do the baby terrible. Okay, to be honest, that's what I thought going into the movie. When I came out of this movie, he was my favorite part of the movie, and that to do that means that you have done an incredible job on your movie, and I was really impressed by that. And not only that, the story itself was really good. The villain was good. Saber, I can't remember. Screensaver, I think is her name. Screensaver is the character's name, and even though I can't remember the actual name, but it's been a couple weeks since I've seen it. But it took me a while to get to the video because of me getting moved in and dealing with TAC and everything. But I finally did get a chance to watch it, and now I'm being able to bring this review to you. So, that being said, loved this movie. I thought it was a perfect sequel to the first one, and it starts out, right as the first one ends. You can watch both these movies together, and it'll be one long movie. And I love it when films do that. They just jump right off, and what's going to happen next. At the end of the film, you're like, what happens next? This is what happens next. So I'm glad that they went that route with it. And, we get to see more superheroes, coming out because, the Incredibles saved the world, and, they're trying to accept superheroes now. And but they focused more where the first one focused on Mr. Incredible. This one focuses on Elastigirl, and I liked her in the first movie. I liked the character of Elastigirl, and when what they did with her in this film was brilliant. I mean, to have a stretchy superpower, it really comes from Mr. Fantastic or Plastic Man, Stretch Armstrong, all that stuff. They're original, stretchy people, and to make it a female that does it. And to be able, I've seen, from reading comic books all my life, that I know what powers a flexy superhero can have. And I was real curious because the Fantastic Four movies are garbage. I mean, I think the second one might be like a guilty pleasure movie for me, just because the Silver Surfer was done so well. Worked him in. But I thought he was really incredibly well done in that movie. They destroyed one of my favorite characters of any kind of media, Galactus. They totally destroyed him in that film, so I was really mad at that movie. But it's better than the first one, but still, they're not good movies. But you get to see how, and the reboot was even worse. I mean, that's probably in my top 10 worst movies of all. No, it's not, because I have a top 10 worst movies, and you can see that on my channel. But it ranks up there. It might be number 11, because that movie is horrible. But anyway, if you see those movies, you can see, the live action version of how these powers will work. And I don't think they look great as a live action power set. But in an animated film such as Incredibles, beautifully well done in the first movie and in this one, and their use of her powers was really incredible. And I know I'm kind of just rambling on about her, but she was the focus of the film, and I think if if you like the family dynamic of superhero family, because this is the Fantastic Four done right. Because Fantastic Four was the first family in comic books, you know, and they've ruined them with 3 movies. Now we get 2 great movies of a Fantastic Four type family unit, and I really like that. And so that being said, this movie was just as good as the first one, if not better. And that's saying a lot, guys. I mean, that is saying a lot. Now, you know I'm a movie enthusiast just by watching my videos and stuff, and I give a lot of high rankings because I give film benefit of the doubt, you know, unless it's just total trash. You know, but I rarely get under 5 unless it's just a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. But I have a lot of 7s and 8s and 9s and 10s, and this one, I have to give it a 9, if not a 9.5. It's even close to a 10 because this movie is so great and well done, and I was impressed by it. I went in with low expectations and walked out like, oh my goodness, a good animated film, you know. And you know, animation is definitely on the rise again, thank goodness, because I love animated movies, especially superhero animated movies. All the DC animated movies are really good. If you like that kind of stuff, you know, you have to be a fan of that kind of stuff to really appreciate and like, you know, the hard work it does to. It's harder to make an animated film than it is any live action any day of the week. So I appreciate animation a lot more, just knowing that the hard work it takes to make these films, and to be able to write one is just incredible. And they did well in this movie. So I'm stuck in a ranking, guys. I mean, it's really between a 9 and a 10 for an animated film, especially for an Incredibles. And The Incredibles is a 10 in my book. So this one's right there with it. I didn't see anything wrong with this movie that I could critique and say, I didn't like that, because I enjoyed the entire time. And, you know, it's good. You could take your family to it. It's a good family movie. A lot of jokes and stuff that happen. Somebody with a family might get it more than I did. But that being said, take your kids to see this movie because they will enjoy it and have a great time. So, that being said, guys, that's my review, and I hope you go and see it. But have you seen Incredibles? Let me know in the comments below. What'd you think about it? You may have hated the film, but I truly loved it, and I hope you did too. But if you didn't, that's fine. All movies subjective, guys, and all our opinions matter. But anyway, that being said, remember to like my videos and subscribe to my channel. And as always, make yourself happy every day. And the only way to do that is to remember, the only thing stopping you is you stopping. Bam!